Hello there, my patients, and welcome to this new video. Today, it's a little bit of a different video, to be honest, because on the past Tuesday, on the Chucky release day, the devs were basically holding a live stream. And it's not only, they were not talking about, of course, they were talking about Chucky, but they were also talking about other things, what they have planned in the future. And and there's one very little specific thing, and that is basically killer tweaks. And guess which killer appeared in the killer tweaks? Exactly, right here, right down here, the Doctor. So finally, after, well, when the killer tweaks are coming out, they are between March and April of next year, 2024. It's been over 4 years that the Doctor has received his rework. Back then, in case you didn't know, Doctor had two different stances. He had to switch between the treatment mode when he was able to shock. He was walking in 4.4 meters per second, so just like Hack, or he was going into punishment mode, so he was basically doing the M1 stuff, so you have to time that very specific. And also you had static field, so survivors were increasing slowly in madness instead of the static blast. So yeah, they're saying something about killer tweaks. It's not like a big overhaul, big rework like what they are going to do with the twins, a few months later. Big shout outs, greetings to Linksy. But we want to talk about the Doctor changes, and in case you know me, in case you know when you are in my streams and stuff like that, I am really suggesting all the time some changes for Doctor, because not only that I play Doctor basically every day for hours and hours and hours on stream. No, it's only also, when I see some people, or when I play against Doctor players, and I see they're doing some fundamentally mistakes. Of course, you cannot change their mistakes with some killer tweaks, but still, Doctor is very is like very add-on dependent. In case you watch my add-on tier list video, you know that he's heavily relying on the high or electrodes itself. It doesn't have to be high stimulus, could be moldy electrode, which increase your range by 2 meters, Polish electrode by 3 meters, and high stimulus by 4. Or you're going to have to run discipline to reduce the shock cooldown delay by 0.3 seconds, and that's the thing. Well, because you have to take either of those. One of those, you have to take it, to be successful, because otherwise people are going to, or survivors are going to pre-drop every pallet, in case when they know what they are doing, and they see the Doctor is good, and they're going to start to pre-drop. So you cannot play them. Anyway, my hopes are pretty high. I was, I have some slight informations, just a tiny little bit, that the dev was saying to me, Herman, you're not probably, but you are going to love the changes. So my hopes are really high, because the devs know me. I was suggesting some stuff to the devs, so like, this is my forum post I did quite some time ago, actually in April, so damn, it's been some time. But yeah, so I was basically, showing some stuff off, just showing statistics that Doctor has a very low kill rate in top MMR, and even in all MMRs, Doctor is basically the 4th weakest killer in the game. We cannot count Nurse because she has a very high skill cap. Trickster was at that point, before last patch, it was hard to play for console players. It was also in general hard to play because of the recoil. Billy, just add-ons are just trash. You have to be honest with that. And then it's already Doctor. So I was suggesting some stuff, that we're going to increase the range by the default shock by 12 meters, and so it's basically, you're going to make a moldy electrode base kit. But to compensate that, you're going to nerve, of course, the moldy electrode, shiny electrode, high stimulus, so that they are going to give basically 1.5, and 2 meters additional range on your shock. So that would be a big, huge buff, to be honest, because then you don't need range add-ons anymore. So you can still play them, but you don't really need them anymore. There's also some stuff like, just from a logical perspective, a regular shock is going to give the 2.5-second interaction penalty for the virus, but the big shockwave doesn't do that. It's like, maybe it would be a nice addition to do as well, because especially in the description, if you were when you load in as a doctor, there is like a banner, and it say, oh yeah, static shock therapy and static blast are both doing the 2.5-second penalty, which is basically wrong, and by the devs admitted that it's wrong written, and but they never changed it. Also, I was saying, madness is basically a thing. Once madness free, you have to snap out of it, for 12 seconds, which is totally fine. I'm also fine now with the fact that they go below, or that they're going to drop down to madness 1 again, but it is not really meaningful anymore. All the other things, like the illusions of the doctor himself, like the pellets and stuff like that, it's like, it gives you information, but nothing else. It's nice. And even without restraint add-ons, let's say the illusionary doctors, even without restraint, they are only visible for 1 second. Even in either in madness 2 or 3. So in both madness tiers, they are only showing up for 1 second. Then you can't. It's a blink of an eye. You will miss them. So it's kind of sad. I would love to have it maybe a little bit longer. 1.5 seconds would be fine. Also, they are the illusions just standing there menacingly, and I would love to give the illusions an AI from the guard, or maybe the zombies, that they're walking towards the survivor, and maybe give it a little scare, which is probably it's going to work for the first week. But also when they get in contact with the illusions, of the doctor, they're going to increase a half of a madness meter, That would be nice. Same goes for the illusionary pellets, it's the same. If people pay attention, they're going to see the splinters below the fake pellet, and good people do. They are going to avoid that, and that's a problem. Also, it's just like, okay, nothing is happening. Would also be nice to have it more impactful, so people will run order way more. Besides the reduced static blast cooldown, which is also not so long. So yeah, just increase when they're going to walk through a palette, illusionary palette. Make them increase in madness, by 25%, a quarter of madness. That's totally fine, just to give it a little bit of impact. It's not too strong or something else, Then I got a little bit wild, with an interview tape, because I really don't like the big beam, They change the static blast into a static field. Basically, old Doctor again, like pre-rework from 2017 until January 2020. Just messing around a bit there, That's the thing. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm personally sure Donut is a very weird add-on. So the scrap tape, we call it Donut, because it makes your shock into a circle with a big hole. But the thing is, it's something of, you need a meme thing, Yeah. So also, it's a little bit, of a thing from the past, from one of the old game devs called McLean. So in case you don't know him, he was basically responsible for Doctors, Doctor's Mechanic and add-on stuff like that back then in 2017, and love to hang around in his stream, So it's a little bit, like the legacy thing from McLean. Also, in my opinion, because they are not really listed here, you know, Maple Knight, get rid of that add-on. It's so bad. You know, nobody takes it, and it gives you a completely wrong illusion of how fast you can shock, because that's not the case. You know, you will never shock as far as the Maple Knight is going to show, because you are in motion. But while you are in motion with the Doctor walking forwards, the shock is going to be static on the ground. You know, so it's always wrong. So I would love to see a total rework of Maple Knight. I really hope that they are coming up to some great ideas. Yeah. Otherwise, I really think that Doctor is in an okay spot. You know, just the lack of default range is really something which is sad, because you are really dependent on range add-ons. And yeah, make Madness more impactful. That would be sweet, to be honest. So let's cross the fingers. Like I said, in March or April, this is going to happen. So I'm definitely going to stream that PTB. You know, we're going to rock that, and I'm really excited and looking forward to that. So yeah, what do you guys think about the changes in general? You know, for Doctor, or do you have some own ideas, which is basically not totally broken? I hope so. And let me know down in the comments, you know, if you like that video, hit that like button. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel. You know, we are currently on a partner push, which will help us a lot, to be honest. So thank you very much for your attention, guys. And I wish you a wonderful good morning, day, or evening. I see you in the fog. Take care, and bye-bye.